I could be doing nothing. The whole team could be doing zero, genuinely zero, and we would just be making like 10 to 20 grand a day, minimum.
In today's episode, Deep, an agency owner who's generated hundreds of millions of views for his clients, sits down with Rafeh Qazi, a professional programmer who has built a YouTube channel to over 1.3 million subscribers. Now, he is dedicated to building his AI company, Poppy AI.
We have Dan Martell's team using it. Elliot Dahl's using it. We have tapped into 0.003% of the market, and we're $50 million. I think if we were retarded and we did everything fucking wrong for the next 5 to 10 years, like I just don't see how we're not $1 billion company.
Yeah. What's the secret to building a team as fast as you guys have without butting heads?
I think that's probably the most important thing we should talk about.
Qazi, welcome to the It's Not That Deep podcast, brother.
Dude, fuck you. I'm excited to be here, bro. Thank you for inviting me.
Bro, it's an honor and a privilege. We've been trying to line this up. I'm so glad it happened. But right before, we were trying to remember how did we actually connect?
Seriously, like I just went to the bathroom right now, and I was like washing my hands, and I'm like, dude, how did we actually meet? I'm like trying to think. I'm like, at what point did it happen? It just feels like I've known you and we've met and we're supposed to be doing this podcast, but I'm like, there's a gap in my memory.
Bro, well, I'll fill that gap for you. I signed up for Poppy one day. Yeah, right? And I had just had so many people telling me, yo, bro, you run a content agency. You need this. I'm like, okay, bro, what is it? And I'm not the most like technologically, sound dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out, whatever. And like, as a founder, you have a million things to check out.
Yes.
Everyone's sending you things all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it.
Yeah.
Then another friend. So many people, I'm like, fuck, let me just download this. Like, whatever, what is it? I sign up for it, and I went through your guys' onboarding form, and there's one step where I was like, yo, if you want to like make this basically free or like I pay you, you woke up the brown man in me, and I'm like, oh, I could get paid to use this? Okay, now you got my attention. And it was basically, you had this really smart aspect of the funnel there where I was like, text me in a group chat with this other person, and then you'll get your referral kickback or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I see this number, but I was surprised that it was a blue iMessage number. Yeah, I actually saved the number. I'm like, I actually can think of a lot of people who need this.
Yeah.
Let me save this number. And then I needed to cancel Poppy because I'm on this podcast tour, and the last I'm not using it. Okay, so I needed to cancel it.
Yes.
So then I messaged.
Oh, I remember. I got a
message the one number I had because I was just like fucking 2 a.m. or some shit like that. I'm like, yo, let me just. And you responded like right away. I'm like, what? Ain't no way this is actually him. I thought it's maybe some support number or something like that. No way. That's so unscalable. That makes no sense to me. And then I'm like, let me test this out. Let me like see if it's a human. Like, let me send him some like, I'm like, yo, bro, I'll be back. Like, I'm not just, just trying to cheap out. I just won't use it, I'll come back. Yeah, no problem, bro. And I'm like, by the way, like I have a podcast. You're like, I love podcasts. I send you a link to one of my podcasts I did with Greg O'Gallagher, and you're like, yo, that's sick, bro. And I'm like, bro, you want to do a show? And I happen to be here in LA, and so we lined this up. So shout out to you, bro, for using your actual number.
That's funny. From referral to cancellation to pitching a podcast. How do you get on podcasts?
Yeah, you can't teach
for
that.
Random customer support.
That was beautiful.
That makes me so happy because I remember how genius I felt coming up with that referral idea. And then we did it. We actually took it down now because like nobody was freaking using it. But it's just so crazy that one thing led to this. So maybe I'll bring it back in my onboarding flow, bro.
For sure, man. We'll definitely dive into all the different tactics and strategies you employ. But just to give people a little bit of a rundown as to like what Poppy even is. Yeah. I mean, why don't you take a second and explain like what is Poppy AI?
Okay, amazing. So I'll start off with some of the problems we were having before Naz and I decided to launch this. We're content creators. So we have a YouTube channel that has over 1 million subscribers, and we spent a lot of time growing it to teach people coding. And we always had to come up with ideas or scripts or hooks and things like this. And the problem that happened after ChatGPT came out, it would be like, I'd have ChatGPT on one side and I'd be talking to it going back and forth. And it's all like vertical, right? It's just like, and then you're like, what did I tell it before? You don't remember.
Roll back up, copy and paste, put it in another chat.
Exactly. Yeah. And at that time, it used to kind of have some limits too. It would run out of limit. And then, so I would have to do that. Then on the right-hand side, I would have Google Docs to then take some of the best ideas or the scripts and start working on the script. And all the way on the left-hand side of all of this, I would have Whimsical, which is a whiteboard type of thing. So if you've ever used Miro, Mila Note, and it's very nice. It's to visually do things, so you could see them and then work with them. It's like if somebody doesn't know what it is, it's just a whiteboard, big digital whiteboard. And so I love the idea of Canvas. But the problem was that the Canvas was this dumb thing that didn't have any AI, nothing. And then you would have to, I would map things out on my whiteboard. Then I would start working on those things with the AI and ChatGPT. And then I would flesh them out to completion in Google Docs. So I had these 3 different tools I was using, and I just felt like it was making me really inefficient, and it wasn't what I needed. The other problems we were having was just like even writing good copy. You know, I was paying my copywriter a bunch of money, and I'm just like, ChatGPT just makes it very generic. It sounds gross. It'll use terms like game changer and revolutionary. And I'm like, who the fuck talks like this, dude? M dashes in between.
Everywhere.
And so it's just like a really weird experience. And so as a copywriter, I take copy very seriously. You know, like I was studying Russell Brunson and Dan Kennedy and like all these famous people, old school people, Ramit Sethi. Yeah. And I grew a lot of my business I made millions of dollars with copywriting. I grew a big email list. And so for me, I took copywriting very seriously. And so to see ChatGPT disrespect it like that, you know, it just like was not okay. So I was like, I need solutions to all of these. I need all these things in one place. And then I needed to understand and have good copy and allow me to work visually because I feel like I'm a little ADHD and whatever. And Naz and I, we basically, my co-founder, we gave up everything. And we basically moved to San Francisco, and we were like, we have no idea what we're going to build, but let's build something. And then we started working on different ideas. And one day, it was like 4 or 5 a.m. I was in the basement. Usually I'm up at random times of the day. And so I was still up, and I got this idea all of a sudden of like a whiteboard that could have AI on it, and you can use it to make content. And I was like, what if you could have a mixture of all of these things in one place? You could have the whiteboard flow, but you could use AI and you could make content with it and you could teach it about the stuff and it could sound like you, and it's built for content creators. And I'm like, this sounds fucking obnoxious, but because I'm a developer and engineer, just like Naz is a way better engineer and developer than me. But I'm like, I still have that DNA in me, and I'm like, dude, let me just fucking build a prototype. And so from like 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., I just sit down and start coding. And I have the first Poppy prototype. It looks like shit. It's like this white thing. And then you could drag notes on it. You could type on it. But the idea is like there. And then I'm like, I got to pitch it to Naz. That is the biggest pitch of my life. Because if I can't pitch it to him and close him on it, this will be an idea, but it will remain an idea forever. It won't actually become reality without Naz. So I'm like, this pitch needs to be the greatest pitch ever. And Naz is somebody who needs to see things tangibly. Once he sees them, he will take it from... But the difference between Naz and I is I will take something from 0 to 1. He'll take from 1 to 100.
Oh, got it.
So killer combination.
Yeah, you guys got a great dynamic.
So I'm like, but I need him to see it visibly and tangibly. So I then sit on Whimsical, which is like Miro. And I basically like prototype the design of what the final version would kind of look like. And so I take like a bunch of Hormozi's videos. I pretend like there's a voice note that's slapped onto it and a bunch of stuff. And then I visually connect it. And then I show that the AI is like using all the context I just gave it. I drag a YouTube, because that's another thing, right? With ChatGPT and stuff, I couldn't just take a YouTube video, give it to it. It has no idea.
It's so clunky. The whole process is so clunky. I had go through this. When I research or do anything, I'm like, man, I got to go to the YouTube video,
Yeah.
actually see if I even like need to watch this whole thing. I don't want to, and I don't have time.
Right.
And then I need to transcribe it, take the transcription, put it in the chat, copy what it spits out, put it in Google Docs.
Hope you have now reached the
Google Doc.
limit.
Yeah, read it in the Google Doc, hate what it spit out, go back. It's just clunky. It's all disjointed.
Right. It's just very disjointed. So I was like, that was the idea. You could take a YouTube video. You could take a voice recording from your iPhone. You could take an image and throw it on there. Whatever it is. Then just talk to AI about it and then have it write in a similar voice to you. And we're better from your own YouTube content or Instagram Reels or whatever.
Yep.
And so I built that prototype. And I even like fake built a landing page and I put a bunch of companies on there that are like using it, like MIT and this. And I like named a bunch of the companies. I said we have like 1,000 testimonials. So I made it look like a real landing page. And then I went and I showed it to Nas. Like 10 a.m. or something, he woke up. I had not gone to sleep the entire time, and he wakes up at 10 a.m. I'm like, dude, come here. I need to show this to you. It's going to blow your fucking mind. And he's like, okay, great. Another idea that Qazi has. And let's go. And so then I show him this entire thing. And what was dangerous at this point is we had like 4 or 5 different ideas of what software we could actually build. And so this idea could have gotten shut down because of the other ones. But I was very convicted behind this one. Pitches to Nas, showed him the design and stuff, and he saw. And then after I got done kind of presenting it to him, I sat there in silence. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a big moment. And then he looks at me, and he's like, let's fucking build this thing. And I'm like, let's go, bro.
Fires me up, though. I love a story like that. Because here's the thing, man. I think people can really relate with, you have a pain and you want to scratch that itch and you want to solve it, but most people won't go and solve it. They'll go look for a solution. And then something you've talked about a lot is basically, man, fuck product market fit. For you, it's about founder market fit.
Yes.
Explain to me what that means.
Amazing. So I got on a call with Cliff Weitzman. He's the founder of Speechify, which is a transcription speech-to-text app. So it reads to you, for example, because he was dyslexic. So he built a software that he could take a picture of the book or put the book digitally in it, and it just like reads to him, and he can listen at 2x, 3x, 4x, whatever. So learns very fast because he's dyslexic. So, and this guy's a fascinating guy. I found out about him from Ali Abdaal's podcast. He had a podcast with Cliff. Mr. Beast is probably one of my most favorite people, number one. Then I would say Dharmesh from co-founder of HubSpot. Fascinating human to learn from. And then I would say Cliff is like number 3 for me. Like one of the most fascinating people. And he's like jacked and shredded, but also just very interesting and can build things. And so when I was talking, what I did is I just randomly reached out to him I saw his YouTube video with Ali Abdaal. And I was so inspired. And I'm like, fuck it. I want to reach out to him and see if I could talk to him. And he runs like a $100 million company. They have hundreds of millions of users. I'm like, he's not going to pay attention to me. At that point, I didn't have Poppy or anything. But I'm like, whatever. I'll just reach out to him. Reached out to him, tweeted him, emailed him, DM'd him, Instagrammed him, made a story, made a public tweet and tagged him. Just did everything.
Yeah.
Bro, the next day, he's like, do you want to hop on a Zoom call tomorrow at like 10 a.m.? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, does he fucking reply? So I was going crazy because I saw he's like ADHD and he doesn't really have a routine. And he's like this, because everybody has this like perfect routine and those people don't work like me. I'm very weird and unorthodox in how I work. So I just felt weird. I felt like I never had permission to be how I operate best from the Hormozis of the world and the Baders, Coolians, and all these other people. They're great. They're amazing. But that's for 50% of the other world.
Mm-hmm.
There's the other world who like sleeps in weird schedules and then just like follow their intuition. Like Quentin Tarantino is like that. And so
in a state of flow.
I get in state of flow and I'm not going to sacrifice my flow for
fucking my 8 hours. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And so I reach out to Cliff. We get on a call. And on that call, what was fascinating was, bro, I was so envious of him. And I'll tell you why. This guy on our Zoom call for like 40, 50% of the call would be using his product. I'm like, at this point, is he just trying to fucking show us that he's using his product? But like, just genuinely, he'd be like, oh, let me show you this. And he would go and open up a landing page and then just like use his Project Speechify, and then it'll just start reading to him. He would open up an email and then it would just start and he would be listening to it in 3x or 4x. He had a genuine need for it, and you could see it. He was just using it everywhere while he was on the call with us. Not even like to demo the product.
No, just genuine user of his own product.
And I was like, this is unbelievable. And he said, guys, fuck product market fit. He's like, I believe in founder market fit, which is like, or product founder fit. So it's like basically the product you're building just for yourself. And you just do it selfishly. Because I was following Noah Kagan's advice. I don't know if you know who that is, but like Hormozi, Noah Kagan, these guys' advice, which is like, you know, if something doesn't sell, it's not validated, kill that idea. Go do something else that sells and makes money. That's what a lot of their advice was. If you launch a new offer, if it doesn't make money in 48 hours, fucking kill it. Go do something else.
Yeah.
So we had other softwares like that were doing that we had built like product market fit. We were kind of cloning other winning ideas already in the market, and we were building Me Too softwares like that were still valuable, kind of had a unique edge to them, but mostly it was that. It
wasn't the thing.
It wasn't the thing, and it was validated. It was making money.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that solves my problem. It wasn't doing something I use it for every day.
Yeah.
And so when I heard him say that, I'm like, dude, I was like, Naz and I both felt this way because we were both on a call with him. We were just so inspired. And we were like, we need to build a product that we genuinely have the need for. And so then at that point, we just stopped kind of all the other shit that we were building. And we're like, we don't care. We will go bankrupt. We will run out of all our money. But we enjoy building. And we'll build something we want to use. Because, dude, the worst case scenario, I'm like, Naz, are we going to go live in my parents' basement or your parents' basement? Because that's the worst case scenario. Yeah. You're not going to die in America. No. My dad taught me this one thing, and it was unbelievable. He's like, my son, he's like, in America, you will never go hungry. He's like, you will never starve. And it just clicked for me in a weird way, which is like, even if you're homeless, you will get food here. So you literally can't die. So if you can't die and you're hedged against the worst case scenario, you'll be like, fine. Then it's okay.
Kind of takes the pressure off, because I think so many people have this deep-seated fear of like, what if I fail? Everyone's gonna judge me. And then like, but if you just keep peeling back the layers of the onion and say, okay, and then what? Well, then you're not gonna be able to make money. Okay, and then what? And then what? And then what? And yeah, really, I've had to do that exercise many times in my head, where it's like, yeah, okay, I just end up back at my parents' house, which is not ideal. Yeah. But like, I'll be fine. I'll probably come back stronger, faster, and probably better.
Yes.
So worst case scenario is not that fucking bad.
Yes, bro. Or date somebody and just, mooch off of them, off of there. Like, you got it, right, baby? You got my card and you got the payments covered. Perfect.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, look, a few months ago, you put out this video on YouTube. I watched it. I fucking loved it, bro. Which one? It was the one where you talk about basically some tactical advice for how to build a $50 million company.
Yes.
Which is what you're valued at that time, based on how much you're making in annual revenue, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got some inside information that, you guys are valued at even more than that now, right? What happened in those few months?
So, first of all, the first thing that happened in those few months is I literally sat down, and Lance, he sent a infograph, and the infograph showed the AI multiplier, like AI SaaS companies multiplier. Regular SaaS companies have like a 7x. The AI companies are ridiculous. They are like minimum 20x. Like Perplexity is at 190x. Yeah, OpenAI was like 57x or something. And these are like the biggest companies.
Of course.
But when you look at a ton of other AI SaaS companies, all of their... I went deep into the fucking research with Claude and ChatGPT and put them in research mode and like looked across hundreds of companies. It's funny. For quick stuff, I don't use Poppy. As soon as I get deeper, that's when
you pop it open.
That's when I pop it open, exactly. And so I looked at all of this stuff, and basically hundreds of companies, and the multiplier 20x. And I'm like, dude, we've been fucking undervaluing what the value of the company is right now. And so it's a minimum 20x. But that's kind of like the main thing. Outside of that, we've just been focused on growing the sales team. Like that's the one big thing that we're working on. And my theory and my bet is, and our bet is that if we actually solve the sales team problem, we will actually increase the value by 3 to 5 times by solving that problem. It's going to take a while, and it's going to take a lot of work. But it's a couple of strategic moves that are going to require a lot of hard work and great execution, but they will increase, like, the way I mapped it out, it's like, okay, let's just say worst case scenario at 50 million right now. And again, like, I'm not going to name this company, but I have another friend that just sold his company for $60 million. They didn't even make profit, and they were doing as much or less revenue. They were doing exactly the same revenue we're doing. We have profit. They sold their company for $60 million in 12 or 24 months. So when I think about that, I'm like, we have higher revenue, we have higher profit margin. I hear the brand Poppy from so many different people out in the open and the open world. We have Dan Martell's team using it. Ali Abdal's using it. You have so many big creators that, like, we say it's your favorite creator's AI tool. Yeah. It's like, and so we have a lot of those data points. So it's like, okay, worst case scenario, let's say it's 50 million right now. The way I think about it is, with the sales team, we will take people's LTVs currently at around $500. And if I'm getting too tactical, let me know, but I love getting tactical. Please. Okay. So currently, like, the average order value or the average LTV of a customer is like around $500. With the sales team, we can get it to $2,000 average.
Through upsells.
Correct.
Through what?
Yes.
What exactly?
Yes. So upsells. And I don't care what we upsell them, as long as we believe in what we're selling, and 2, it helps the customer. So for example, what do I mean by this? We can upsell them more software of Poppy. So we have, for example, a power user plan that's $5,000. What does that give them? They can have APIs, chatbots, and build landing pages with the click of a button right within Poppy. It's really sick. So it's like, okay, that's one upsell. Another upsell is people can pay us to do done for you Poppy. So it's like, you buy Poppy, you're busy, you don't really have time, no worries. An expert from our team will sit down with you, map out your business, your offer, everything, and then like help you make a viral ad system or help you make a viral content system.
That's so valuable.
You don't need us anymore after 30 days. It's just your system. You keep it, right?
So it'd be a one-time
fee for them.
5K, 10K.
Exactly. Yeah. I sold it to a guy for 5K. He laughed when he was going to pay at Stripe. He got the link. He's like, I would have paid 15. Before he paid, he goes, I would have paid 15. He's like, at 20, I would have been like, maybe. And then he went and paid the 5K. And I was like, okay.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So that's one example. Yeah. Another one is content coaching. I grew my YouTube to 1.4 million subscribers. These people want help with content. Yeah. We can help them. So that could be like, that's a 15K offer.
Yeah.
And then another offer that we're thinking about is essentially a done for you type of offer, like content agency. But we don't want to do content agency because then it becomes a whole different business.
Right.
But what we're interested in doing is partnering up with a content agency.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we have all these clients, like they've ideated their ideas, they've scripted their ideas in Poppy. Well, what's the next step? They need to actually film, edit, publish.
Yeah.
Right? So if they have an agency that can help, it makes sense.
Yeah.
We become the middleman. So we will drive the LTV to like $2,000. So we will essentially 4x that. So very simple, stupid math. It's like if the valuation is $50 million, and let's say with 3x or 4x the LTV on the back end, that realistically means we have 3x the valuation of the company minimum. So now it's a $150 million company. And then the next mission would be to go and attack the affiliate side. Not first, because right now we're doing all these deals. We have tons of customers coming in, but there's no back end to upsell them into anything. So sales first is the right move order. At least that's what we think. That's what our bet is.
Well, at this stage,
Correct.
not
This
before, but
stage.
you did affiliate before to get to
get
point.
started, yes.
And actually, that's where I want to go next. If you're finished with your point,
No, go for it.
So that's where I want to go next. Is like, you know, you made another video where you're talking about getting to the 500K a month, and then, you know, how to break through and get to that next level. But how did you guys go from 0 to 500K in the first place?
Yeah, it's dude. To this day, it feels insane because
It's only been like a year and some, like, how long has it been?
a year and a half now.
That's nuts.
I know.
That's fucking nuts.
I know. And what's crazy is it's just from a front end product. It's $400. It's not even. It's barely any back end right now. And so that's why I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. And now we're getting recurrent payments. And because I did an info product business before and I sold courses.
Yeah.
You don't get like recurring.
No.
You don't get. And then another thing was I always had to shake my ass on YouTube and like fucking kill myself on TikTok and Instagram to sell. If I didn't bleed or sweat that day, I did not make money, at least in that business. Here, it's weird, bro. Like, I could be doing nothing. The whole team could be doing zero, genuinely zero. And we would just be making like 10 to 20 grand a day, like every single day, minimum. That is something we've never experienced before. And I think it's affiliate, which is really important. And then it's the word of mouth. That's the second biggest place because
That's what got me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because, yeah, you said you had a friend.
So many friends and people just sending it to me, being like, dude, you need this.
Damn.
Literally what your company like does. The biggest bottleneck has been strategy.
Yeah.
So you just multiplied, or your lead strategist, which is my co-founder, my business partner. He's the creative genius with everything we do.
Yeah.
But we're capped at how many clients we work with because he's the guy.
Yes.
But if we could take his brain and multiply it infinitely,
Yes.
I like that math.
That's a nice math.
I'm the business side.
Yeah.
I'm just always thinking about how do we multiply this?
Yeah.
It was kind of like at a ceiling, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then you can go and get new business, and now with Poppy, you can fulfill more.
Yes.
So it's So for us, we realized that, and so that's why we're doing. So how we got to 500K is, I'll go more in like actual steps. We were zero. We were doing, Naz and I, as two adults who have grown businesses, who have made millions of dollars in an entire month, working our fucking ass off, made $553 last May. $553.
Not thousand, ladies and gentlemen. Dollars. Just
$500. And we just remember every day we would be like, this is so hard. Like, why? And we were we were spending 30 to 40,000 to pay our team and to do all this stuff. And we were depleting all our cash reserves, and we were just a few months away from essentially like going bankrupt. So we're doing this. And then Nas starts pursuing the path of affiliate. We come to this conclusion that it's like, I think affiliates is where we're going to make money. And Nas finds this really inspiring story of this company called Jenny AI, which is a AI software company, and they help you with homework and school stuff. So Nas found their story. In their story, this guy said for 2 years, he never made more than 10K a month. And then at the end of 2 years, one of his TikToks or something took off. They made $70,000 with one TikTok in like a few days. And we were like, this is insane. Like one thing can take off. And then they're like, after that, their affiliate system just kept going. And they got to 300 or $500,000 or more per month. And so we were like, this was the most inspiring story for us. We really believed in it, and Nas started like executing. And my weakness is doing these consistent things. So like when it came to affiliate stuff, I wasn't really good at doing the outreaches. I was like outreach to 2 people, they wouldn't reply, and I'm like, go fuck yourself, dude. Like, you think you have this much fucking attitude? Like, go fuck yourself. Nas does not have. He's very. The term is equanimity. He's like water. My emotional highs and lows are insane. It's like a roller coaster. Like, I'll be telling somebody I'm going to fire them, and in the same breath say they have done the most amazing job I've ever seen. Like, in the same breath. And people are used to it. Nas is like nurturing, caring, loving, and people feel safe with him on the team.
I'm a lot more like you. My business partner is a lot more like Nas.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but it works.
It works.
You need that dynamic. But please continue.
So he actually started reaching out to affiliates. He believed that that could happen, and he didn't give up. Like, I would message here and there, but it was very limited. He kept going, kept going. One day, he got this one girl to become our affiliate, and she ended up making a video on Poppy. And here's what happened. Like, Nas and I are walking around, usual night, 1, 2 a.m., sharing our sadness with each other, excited, enthusiastic, but just like, fuck, this is so hard. It's like, and we're in the living room, if you want to call it that. I mean, it's tiny. It's a tiny apartment with 2 bedrooms. And we're there, and we're both in our underwear, hug each other, about to go to our bedrooms, and just like cry for the night. And he grabs his little ice cream. I grab my little 35-calorie ice cream. And we're about to leave, and then we're just like, the Stripe notification comes up as like $97, and I'm like, shit, like, oh, this is very rare for us. We were making like 3 sales in a month.
I know, yeah.
So like to see a sale was like, damn. I'm like, holy shit. And then I'm like, all right, bro, good night. And then he checks his phone, and then another like ding on his phone, and he's the $97. And then we're just like chilling we start chilling in the kitchen like a little bit longer. We're like, what the fuck is going on? And then we see another sale and another sale and another sale. And we're just like, bro, look, what is happening? What is happening? I'm just sitting there like, bro, another sale. I'm like, we just made $1,000. What is happening? We just don't leave, and we're just delaying our sleep, and it's like 2 a.m. Our adrenaline is going crazy. Dopamine is going crazy. $2,000 by 2 a.m. $3,000 by 3 a.m. I'm like, oh my God. So we just don't sleep. It's like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. We're just still sitting there like crackheads, on the phone. And we're just like itching. And we had done, by that day, $13,000. The next day, we did another $10,000. The next day, we did another $11,000 or $12,000. By the time that week was over, we made $80,000. By those 2 weeks, we did $150,000. And we literally went from like, our jumps were insane. It was like we made $500. Then we made like the next month maybe $3,000, and then the month after that was just like $150,000, all off of the back. And we were like, what the fuck happened? And we reverse engineered to see what happened. And I take a lot of pride in the onboarding that I built. I spent a lot of time, and because that onboarding was so good, people were telling us exactly how they were finding us. Because in my onboardings, I have these little mini videos.
I watched each one, bro. That's why we're sitting here.
Yeah, and it makes the person actually fill it out with conviction rather than just like a brain dead survey. Where I don't think anybody gives you valuable or honest answers.
I gotta take a note on that, bro. I gotta do that shit.
Yeah,
Stealing that.
It's like it took so much work, but I'm just like, why is nobody caring about onboardings? Like, it's such an afterthought.
But it's such an important part of the puzzle because that's their first time interfacing with your product, and you want to validate their decision.
Yes, validate decision, and I truly wanted to know. And what I found out from doing a lot of calls, when you ask people, they never really give you the answer on the first try. You have to like beg and plead.
Exactly.
So in my videos, I'm literally pitching you like, we're a tiny company. If you tell me where you came from, it will actually mean the world for us. So people then go out of their way to actually tell us. Mm-hmm. And these people started telling us that they kept saying TikTok from this one girl, and we started looking, and then we went and we found the TikTok. And bro, that one TikTok was the reason, that made us like $150,000, like 2 weeks.
Oh, sorry, what's this affiliate like deal? Like, what does she get? Like 20% of all sales, or is it lifetime? Like, what is it? What does she get?
So in the start, we had a very very aggressive affiliate program. It was 50% forever. So when she did the video, it was at that, no upfront. And she absolutely cooked with that video. And she went from like walking dogs to like literally making $30,000 in a month, $40,000 in a month. And it was insane.
She wasn't like a massive creator. Like, was she? What?
No. Her average views were getting like 2,000, 3,000 views on a TikTok. That TikTok got 1.5 million views. And here's the crazy part. Every 100,000 views she would get, we would make $10,000.
Holy shit.
So she got 100,000 views, we made 10 grand. She 200,000 views, we made 20 grand. 300,000 views, 30 grand. It was just like that. When the video got to 1 million views, we had made 100 grand. The video got to 1.5, we made 150 grand.
This is so inspiring for me, man, because I mean, look, we've gotten people millions and millions of views on the other side of it. Like we make the content for people, right? But the monetizing angle has always been a little bit, we kind of stopped there. Mm-hmm. It's like you got to have some kind of product or something to sell. Mm-hmm. But this affiliate thing, I never understood it or touched it.
Yes.
But it's so powerful. You just need one home run like that. That wasn't even like, this is a small creator. Like, it's not like someone with millions and millions of followers where you probably had to give them the craziest deal ever.
Yes.
I mean, obviously that is sweet, the 50% lifetime, whatever, but like, it just hit.
It hit like crazy. And if people are listening, I just want to guard them against this. We now do 25% non-recurring. Mm-hmm. The 50% recurring was a little too aggressive, but in the start, it was good.
It gave you a good lift.
Then we use her as a case study. I recorded a video with her. And then whenever people go through the affiliate program, it's like, I have a sales page why you should join our affiliate program. With the case study epic video where I'm doing a podcast with her, how much her life changed and everything. So it like literally sells her on it. Where do you get most of your customers? Like when you get customers for yourself, is it because of your TikTok and your brand that you're building or not?
Not at all, bro. Ironically, I suck at content.
It's funny.
I've never done, I only do this podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't really connect.
How do you get money? How do you get business?
Word of mouth, referrals.
Word of mouth. Okay.
It's like most of it. And then for a long time we were doing cold email. And that was ripping for some years, and then it just completely stopped working.
So let me put it into perspective a little bit. So word of mouth, you understand, and cold email, you understand. Now imagine it like this, okay? Let's take the cold email example. You were just one person doing cold email. So you really have you're just one person trying to create those big chances, those big swings, right? So you can realistically create one big swing every so often.
Yeah.
Imagine you have two of you attacking that with the same amount of intensity and vigor and creating those big swings. Would you now have a bigger chance to do even better with email marketing?
Yeah.
What if you had 5 people? What if you had 10?
It's an army.
What if you had 20? What if you had 50? What if you had 100? What if you had 200 people like you trying to make it work? Same thing on the word of mouth side. It's you doing all the work manually, right? Meeting these people.
Yeah.
What if there was another one of you, or what if there was 5, 10, 20, 30? It's a really crazy concept, but why people like us understand it well is because you've done your business and you know how to get client from zero to actually landing a client.
Yeah.
For my YouTube business that I was running for Clever Programmer, the previous business, Naz and I would have to dance so much to get the clients. We would have to make these YouTube videos. Because we were the only ones that were able to take those swings. So as soon as we stopped, the business stopped.
Right.
If you stop, you're not going to get any more new clients. That's it. You guys are done. That's what it was, always. And then we're like, what if and we eventually hated that. I'm very good with stress. I can handle a lot of stress. Some people are like, dude, you're a fucking psychopath or a robot. But I had a panic attack. Because of there was crazy amount of financial stuff that I was going through, and there was public reputation shit that was happening. There's a lot that I was going through a couple of years ago, but the main thing I came down to is I remember I was running a webinar, and I just with Naz and I knew if this webinar didn't convert, we would go negative and go bankrupt. And I just remember thinking, that's so interesting. There's so many ways to make $0. I'm I could have literally worked at McDonald's and I would have had more profit than being a business owner because I'm about to actually go negative.
Yeah.
And everybody else that I paid on my payroll is more profitable than me. And I remember being on this webinar and being, if I don't sell profitably here, we are dead as a company. And I remember feeling like I was a clown in my own circus. And On the call, I couldn't help it. On the webinar, dude, like, you know how Tate says, tears streamed down my face, but I did not cry. Tears were streaming down my fucking face. I just couldn't help it. And so I turned my face a little bit to the side, and I couldn't talk. My heart kept feeling like it was burning. And I just stayed quiet, and I just didn't move much. Most of the people on the webinar couldn't realize it. Nas was like, so what do you think about this, Qazi? And I'm like, and I just could. And Nas was like, okay, whatever. Anyways, guys, so he took over the webinar.
Damn, bro. Yeah.
After the webinar, I just remember like walking out, and like I just like hicking up and crying. Like my heart was. I can't describe it to you. It literally, genuinely felt like it was burning. That's the way I can describe it. It felt pain. I didn't feel sad even. I felt pain. And I later learned that it was a panic attack. And I just was like, I don't want to fucking run a business where it's like I have to be the clown in my own fucking circus, dude.
And it's one thing about being the clown in the circus if you were getting rewarded for it. And I could totally relate, bro. There's just been so many ups and downs being a agency owner. It's not a great business model, to be honest, but it's not that. Like, that's a cop-out. Like, the real thing is like we have not cracked the code on getting, past anywhere like $80K a month.
Yes.
We've just not, anytime we get close, we touch a few 100K months, and then things start to fall apart, and then there's so much stress and whatever, and we dip back down to like.
I think that's really that's $80K a month as an agency business. I think is amazing. I tried running a content agency business. I got up to $30K a month.
Things break, and we break, and I make nothing at the end of the day, and I live with that stress. I've almost become like I'm used to it now. When things are going too well, is when I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like suspicious. I'm like, nah, like why are we closing so many deals? Like something that's not healthy, bro.
No.
That's not sustainable. And so I totally relate with that and sitting in the trenches. But bro, like when things did start to work, like what next? How do you now manage success?
Yeah. So it was scary because we were like, is this a fluke? We just kept waiting for the other shoe to drop. And then it kind of did. Like September, we were making a bunch of money. And then October, it dropped down from 150 to like 70K. And then like November, it dropped down to like 40K.
That video topped out. And how many affiliates did you have at that point?
We had a bunch, but
only a few were really.
She was the only one at that point that was like performing.
Did you try to reverse engineer like what it was that she like did?
Bro. We flooded the market with like 100 similar videos, and then we had a bunch of them take off. Actually, like around November and December, we broke it down. We would give them the affiliate formula. We would give them a script. The hook is like, this website feels illegal to know, and it's funny because you just see like. You literally go on TikTok or Instagram and you can't get away from like seeing a poppy video that's like, this website feels illegal to know hook. And so we did that, and then a couple of videos took off. There was like this old guy and, good person, but just he's not like charismatic or anything like that, like doesn't really have very small channel, very tiny TikTok, like maybe gets 200 views on a video. His video ended up getting like 30,000 views, made us like $5,000, $10,000. So then he started making us money. Then we started having a bunch of other people.
You just got this army of people doing the marketing for you.
Yes. And then in December or January, it started to crank. We started to crank the affiliate side. We built a whole team around it. And now it's starting to get more mature because we kind of went away from TikTok. We started getting YouTube affiliates. Because YouTube...
I've seen it. I've seen Matt Gray's videos. He's great. I love him. I love his content. It's incredible. It's very much like speaking to me. Yeah, I feel like I love his content.
Getting him as an affiliate was a pretty boss move. And I'll give credit to Amanat, who's our head of growth. He fucking pulled it off, and it was incredible how he did it.
And I love that, it's not just a 30-second TikTok video. He makes a whole video, and it's like Poppy's integrated into the whole video.
And he doesn't promote anything else, bro. Yeah. Like, look at his content. He never promotes
his own shit.
Yes.
Which
it was, it's it takes a lot to have somebody like Matt actually talk about we took a big risk on that. It was actually interesting. I mean, it's not a big risk, but it's thinking outside the box. Amanat, he was so smart. He booked a call with their sales team because he couldn't get in touch with Matt
directly.
So he booked a call with their sales team, talked to their sales rep, told them, I'm not looking to buy. I actually have something to sell. And he's like, I want to talk to Matt. And the sales team wouldn't put him in touch with Matt.
Yeah, of course.
And they're like, well, whatever. Like, you can talk to Matt, but only for a couple of minutes, and you got to pay like $3,000 or something. And he's like, done. The sales guy's like, what the fuck? He's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. So you just send him a link. He paid. And then Amana told me, he's like, dude, is that cool? Like, I just paid. I'm like, well, fuck. Like, now it's too late. And
I respect the fuck out of
bro. You know what I'm saying? He's the man. Because we have no idea at this point if he's going to even like the product, if he's going to want to push it, we have no guaranteed of nothing. And he's getting on a call where Matt has no fucking idea about this thing. Never. And then Amanat ends up getting on a call with Matt.
Is Amanat sales? Is he sales or is he affiliate? What's his role?
Dude, he is everything. He's the joker on the team. Like we built him up from the trenches. For Clever Programmer, we took him when he was 15 years old or 16. He was a baby. Damn. And we brought him into the team and then we built him up and grew him. Mm-hmm. This kid works tremendously hard, very smart, and he's just been growing with us for a year. He initially came in as like a graphic designer for my Instagram posts. He would make my Instagram posts and stuff like that. Then I started teaching him a bunch of assistant-related stuff. Then he started helping out with webinars.
Swiss Army knife.
Army knife, bro. And now he's helping us on the affiliate side. And he did had a conversation with Matt. And on the call, ended up like sharing with Matt. And then after he got off, he's like, dude, Matt like loves Poppy now. After 30 minutes of a call that Matt had no idea that he was going to be talking about. Matt thought he was going to be coaching.
So Amanat, you're getting a nice bonus. That's what Qazi told me.
And so this kid is cooking right now. Like, he's building so much enterprise value for the company. And then, I mean, he's talked to Pat Flynn, gotten him on board. Wow. Bro, you know who he just got off the call with right fucking now? I'll actually show you. And I actually share this, so this should be fine. Bro, this kid is insane. Where the fuck? Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta show you this because this is way too epic to not show. Do you know who this is? The girl?
Is that what's her name there? Why do I?
She Cleo Abram.
I don't.
She podcasted with Sam Altman last week. The week before that was fucking NVIDIA's founder.
I feel like
a few weeks before that was Mark Zuckerberg. Like,
she's crushing.
Every video she drops on YouTube gets millions of views, has insane reach. You know Johnny Harris?
No.
Johnny Harris and Cleo Abram, they're kind of like, they do this journalistic type of content on YouTube.
Right.
Like very deep, high quality videos.
Right.
And they just pull millions.
Definitely not. It's not that deep. You know, they're going very deep.
Very deep. Yes, exactly.
That's good.
And so he just ended up finding a way, and it's genius. You know how he got on a call with her, bro? Mr. Beast was doing a water whatever thing.
Water challenge,
he found out that Cleo Abram and Johnny Harris, they were bidding their calls, and whoever won the bids all that money would go to the donations. He outbid everybody and won the bids for Cleo and Johnny Harris, and it ended up getting calls booked with them, dude.
Fucking genius.
That's what I'm saying,
bro. There's outside the box thinking, and then there's what this guy's doing. He's blowing up the entire box. There's no box.
There is no box, bro.
That's crazy.
He's like fucking bazookaing the box.
So bringing it back though, so you get all these affiliates. Yes. Things are starting to rip. You guys are getting a bunch of clients. Is that the main client acquisition strategy? Is that how you get to 500K months?
Yes.
All affiliate.
All affiliates.
No ads.
Ads kind of work, but they're break even. They're not doing that much.
Okay.
Like if we spend 10 grand, 20 grand, they'll make like 10 or 20 grand.
Okay. So affiliates is really then the thing that got you to 500K a month.
Even the reason why the ads are working is because of affiliates.
So then you talked about in another video, to get to that next level, it's sales.
Yes.
the multiplying.
That's what we believe right now. Correct. Like we believe that it's sales.
So walk me through what the strategy there is. You did mention upsells before. You talked about a few like different products and stuff. What are you guys like genuinely implementing right now that we can hopefully see soon? So
in terms of like, so what do you mean clarify that? In terms of what are we doing internally or what are we doing externally, as in like adding features to the product?
No. Internally as a team, like strategically. So you have a meeting with your team right now. You're like, I need to hire this many closers.
I just got off the call, like literally right before you. We are hiring closers and setters. One of the brand new closers that we just got, he just closed $13,000 cash today, and he's very new. And so I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. So here's what's going to be happening. We're going to be flying the entire team, the closer, the 2 new setters that we got, and another person that I would love to have that I'm trying to get is like a sales leader. So not above a sales manager. Sales manager just manages the salespeople. This guy I want selling, like Troy from fucking, or Achilles. It's like, I want him to sell and then also teach new ways of selling to the team and then lead that team. So I would love to have this person. But what we're doing right now is we're going to get a giant Airbnb. We're going to be in some part of the world, either in Europe, US, or Canada. We're going to fly the entire team in, just a sales team, no other people. So it's going to have me, Naz, setters, closers, maybe a sales leader. And for the next 30 days, our goal is going to be to hit $100,000 in cash. Because if we can do that, we can infuse the DNA into these people and then absolutely explode the sales side. The biggest problem we're having right now is just hiring good people for like the sales leadership role and maybe one more closer. That's like the biggest problem we have right now. And hiring is like, it's a process, but maybe this is something we can talk about on this podcast too. But like, I'm obsessing over it, and literally all my time is going into hiring and talent right now. Because one talent, bro, like the Amana thing I told you, one talent. I mean, this guy has made in the last 6 months, like I haven't gotten the numbers from him, but like probably made us over $2 million.
That's nuts.
$1 or $2 million.
Yeah. So it is very much the most important thing that you can be doing.
At this point, like nothing else.
Product, like
yes,
there's nothing more important that
even product is going to be hiring. You know why? Because we just hire rockstar devs, and then the product is going to like.
You got it again. I guess like you said, you already got it to the state where now other people can do that. It's people. It's a people equation. Okay, cool. That makes a lot of sense. Because
we have 6,000 plus creators right now on Poppy. We're already like a $50 million valuation company. There are 200 million creators currently in the world that are not served. 200 million. We have tapped into 0.003% of the market, and we're $50 million. I think if we were retarded and we did everything fucking wrong for the next 5 to 10 years, like I just don't see how we're not $1 billion company.
Yeah.
Like I know it sounds crazy. Like even it's like, oh my God. No, but I'm almost having trouble seeing how it's not going to be
fall forward and fall at 500 million at this clip, especially if what you're talking about with the AI valuations, especially with installing the sales team, getting the for you, what's the biggest challenge then is just the people equation, right?
Yes.
I was watching, are you familiar with Diary of a CEO?
Love that.
Bartlett. I love that he does this show Behind the Diary.
Oh, yeah. I love that
I love watching it. It's like so exciting for me because I very much want to model these certain creators. I watch them. I study them. I obsess over like, oh, what the fuck is he doing? I'm going to take some of that.
Yes.
I'm going to do some of that. And he talks about, and him, this is the guy, he already had an exit. And he already has the second or third biggest podcast. Yeah. It's already like at the top kind of thing, right? What's he doing with 80% of his time? He personally is on LinkedIn finding people to interview. He is personally, I'll send you the video.
How do you know?
I've watched him do it on a video.
No, but how do you know it's 80%?
He said that. He said like 80% of his time. It's like, that's the thing that he needs to spend. Or
what's crazy is even
80% of
recruiters
energy, he said, or 80% of his time, something like that. I was like, that's so interesting.
like, so him manually looking at potential talent.
He's like, I have a HR team. I have like the all that stuff. Like, that's great. They're going to do a lot of the lifting. But he is still going in and hand-picking, hand-selecting, doing the interview, like actually
yes.
in the trenches. Because again, that difference, we're talking about massive leverage, and he talks about like, okay, like so if I hire someone that can take off this much load on all these different ventures and things that I'm doing, like I just bought back so much more energy that I can put back into so much more shit to go get the billions.
It's crazy. Yes, it's insane because you know Brian Chesky, the founder of, so he's a co-founder of Airbnb.
Oh, okay. Yes.
What's funny is the first day we went to San Francisco, we were at the gym. He was benching right next to us, and then Nas went and talked to him. It was insane. Brian Chesky said I think one of the biggest mistakes he made is he was not personally involved in the first 1,000 employees.
Wow.
Hiring them.
Yeah.
So basically all this notion of have somebody help you with hiring and like stay out of the hiring process and whatever is like bullshit.
Yeah.
You can get help, but you cannot be out of the hiring process. The biggest value you can add to your team as a founder, CEO, whatever, or co-founders is hiring, who you're letting in through the door.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing. The thing that we're getting really good at, this is the skill that we're actually improving a lot. I think we're getting a lot better at it. Is and I'll tell you why. We rated our team, and we went through every single person on the team. After we got done rating our team, our average team rating, do you want to guess what it is out of 10 currently? Out of 10. Just take a random guess.
8.
You would guess, right?
Yeah.
4.3.
Whoa.
So with a 4.3 team, where we're at. We are where we are currently at. And so then I'm just like, okay, well, what if we got better at this process? And so one thing that we're getting really good at now is just saying no and being insane with the things that we're demanding of the people. So our bodies of people that are rejected, way higher volume of people rejected than before. And the people that we are adding, we're trying to go off of, if it's not a fuck yes, then it's a fuck no. And these things are nice sound bites and they're whatever, but it's a completely different thing when you have a person that's good enough, but your team is hurting, like you really need somebody, and you don't have really that many people, and your energy is spread thin, and you're between, should I get new clients or should I spend all my time hiring? And you make the decision to bring that person on because realistically, biologically, you're like, fine, I'll take it. That is the thing that kills companies, and that's the thing that's been killing us. We still are prone to that. The best person I've recently been listening to on hiring is Keith Rabois, Rabois. He was the person who was involved in PayPal. He was the person who was behind Square. He was the person behind... People have trouble investing in one unicorn. This guy spotted and early invested into like 10 plus unicorns. This guy is the fucking man. And you know he's good because his videos get like 400 views. Like nobody knows about him. And it's like detailed, hard shit. Like, because nobody cares about hiring, you know? There's very few people that are like dealing with that problem. And he just talks about how the number one thing I got from him is incomplete is greater than mediocre. And it blew my fucking mind because it addressed the age-old question of if that person is good enough, should I hire? Because we're hurting.
It's better to like hold out for the A+ rock star than settle for the B+ dude who's good enough.
He will literally let his company hurt. He will keep it incomplete rather than have a mediocre person, which is crazy because it's like, well, incomplete is not doing anything. Mediocre is at least doing work.
But I'm sure it's like that's because he's dialed the system and the process of filling in that gap and having SOPs for hiring and like understanding the culture and being, it's non-negotiable. You can't bring in some schleb off the street. Like you need like an actual killer.
Yes.
He's probably gotten so much better at like being faster at finding the killer.
Yes.
Because of that.
And it's very counterintuitive. And I think the more I understand it, the more the reason is this. So before, what I used to do is I go, this person is good enough. Let's bring them in, and then we will continue the search for another person, and then we'll replace this person. Logically, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But it's basically like, imagine if you were hungry, okay? And it was like, hey, Deepak, like you can wait a little bit and I'll give you like really high protein food, okay? It's going to take like an hour, 2 hours longer, but I'm not fully sure how long it's going to take, but the food is going to be very clean. Or you can eat these Takis right now, this fucking Doritos right now, and then your strategy is like, you know what, that's fine. I'll eat the Doritos right now, and then once the good food comes, I'll just replace this shit that I put in my body with good stuff.
That's a great analogy.
And you can't. The diseases are already fucking festering. Your appetite is also gone because you ate this garbage food. And in fact, not only your appetite gone, you kind of like this other food. You like the little problems that it fucking brings you. You like the little...
And now you're going to crave more.
Yeah.
Now you're going to eat more Doritos.
Exactly. So when you bring on this mediocre person, the problem is you start dealing with them. You start solving a lot of their problems for them. You start doing a lot of work for them. You spend so much time training them. It kills your appetite for hiring and getting the good, healthy food and high protein diet. It kills your appetite for finding an actual killer, because you're spending time getting your clients. You're spending time managing this person. Where are you going to find the energy to get another person? This person is doing okay enough. So you want to purposely keep that area incomplete and be hurting, so your appetite to hire a person never goes away. But it's a very nuanced balance of like finding the person, like allowing yourself to hurt, but still not getting into the desperation of finding somebody who's okay enough to do the job, which is like, I feel like a really weird thing. It's like you're keeping yourself desperate, but you still have high standards,
Right.
which is weird, but you have to do it, I feel like.
So you and Naz have really good, founder chemistry. The dynamic seems to really work between you two.
Yeah.
What's the secret to, building a team as fast as you guys have without burning out or like butting heads?
I think that's probably the most important thing we should talk about. The fact, like, I think the biggest leverage of anything ever was the fact that I have this co-founder, Naz. Like, I don't think anything would come without that. And I think it's probably important to touch base on, and I think I can then answer these questions downstream of that. But like, there's a lot of green flags that I gotta like list, and these are important to identify, and also what to avoid as red flags. My relationship with Naz started years ago with Clever Programmer. We grew that business, and Naz helped me like scale it and crush it. And then we moved on to here. Initially, I hired him to work for me. But then we started kind of becoming almost partners in the Clever Programmer business, but I still retained ownership. And then we launched this new business. But we had so much faith. Like, since the start of time, we never talked about agreements. Till like literally a few months ago, we didn't even have an agreement for Poppy. All the money was going under the company Clever Programmer, my company. So I could have just been like, fuck you, after, like, I got it. Like,
which is a very common culture in your world.
Yeah, I could have been like, yeah, dude, thank you, bro. Like, you definitely helped initially, but like, I came up with the idea. So like, it's fine. Like, thanks, bro, for your help. And it would have been legal to do that because he had no protection. But none of those thoughts came to our mind, bro. We just relentlessly built, and we just believed in each other, and we sacrificed every day. And he saw me losing money, and I saw him losing money. And we never even tried to plan what happens if we fail, which is probably good things to do. I don't know. But like, we never sat there and did that. Everything was on a handshake. And just recently, we actually signed an agreement. And even the agreement, the reason why we signed it is so if we go and sell the company or we have valuations, that's not going to happen without a proper Poppy AI agreement, like a company. We didn't have Poppy AI as a company. And so, from the very start, it's like we just have unlimited faith in each other. His work ethic is absolutely insane. There's not a single second I ever doubt. His conviction is like zero doubts. We always give each other support. He's more green flag than me. Like, sometimes I'll say some weird shit, but like he's more like level-headed, I would say. But just like how we've always worked together has been it's felt easy, I'll be honest. Majority of the times it felt easy. We've rarely ever had like really hard conflicts. And if we did, we would just not leave until we resolve them. Like we literally will sit there for 6 hours talking. And then recently I came up with this fun game that we did. We started having this like problem, and then we started going back and forth. Usually we'll get down each other's throats over something stupid, like a color of a fucking button. Like genuinely this has happened. And I started seeing myself like getting caught up in it, like messaging him and going fucking crazy. And I'm like, I'll fucking kill him, like just random. It's rare, but it's like random. And I feel like he was feeling something similar. And then I'm just like, hold on. I'm like, I have an idea. I love chess. And one thing you can do in chess, if you and I are playing, and let's say you're playing black, I'm playing white, in the middle of the game, we could switch, and you become white and I become black, and all of a sudden, I'm playing with your position. Ooh. And I had this idea, and I'm like, dude, what if I took your arguments, you took mine, we reversed, and I fought against you hard as fuck, but as you, and you fought as me. And it was the most beautiful thing ever, because we got to
see each other's frame of mind, perspective.
And the number one thing you always want to hear is hear that you're being acknowledged, that you're not being ignored. Bro, you're getting the definition of acknowledged, because this person, like I'm taking your points and I'm advocating and I'm fighting you and I'm angry.
Wow, dude, that's powerful. I've never heard of this.
You dissolve instantly. So we did that for a couple of hours. It's very, I dare you try it with somebody, like you can try it with your partner. It's cognitively very demanding, because you have to keep remembering you're not Deepak, you're Qazi. And you have to keep remembering that you're fighting for my points and not yours. And so what's funny is I was so emotional, but then once I'm fighting for your viewpoints, even if I'm like talking angrily and doing all this stuff, I don't feel anything, because they're not my viewpoints, they're like yours. But when I'm speaking these out loud, I'm actually starting to realize things from your perspective. I'm starting to understand, like the specific problem we had was like, I went in there and I told the devs like, yo guys, you should do this idea. And he just immediately in the group is just like, no, we shouldn't work on this. And then we just started, having a dick measuring contest. And then later he started speaking from my side and I started speaking from his, and we just saw each other's perspective so much better. And it resolved the situation. So we'll have tactics, but most of the time the simple thing is like, if we're having a problem, we just won't leave. We'll literally sit in a room and just resolve it. We don't do that bullshit of like cold treatment or any of this pussy shit that people do, like passive aggressiveness or whatever. We will just sit there and talk until it's like resolved.
Dude, I love that story so much, and it that's how you build something truly together, because you are gonna butt heads at certain times, but
yeah,
it reminds me of me and my co-founder Jamie. We're the exact same way. And so I might be the more emotional, hot-headed. I'm the bad cop always.
Me too. Yeah.
And he's the sweet, gentle, kind, loving.
I always say Nas is the golden retriever. I'm the Doberman.
Exactly. So with Jamie, my business partner, shout out to Jamie. I mean, look, just an amazing human being. I love him. We built this thing from the ground up for 5 years. We've been running this thing. We've been through the ups, downs, highs, lows, lefts, rights. War rooms, just fucking up until 4 a.m., just banging our head against the wall, whiteboarding shit out, just losing our fucking mind.
It's so rare. It's so rare.
But the thing is, there's no one I'd rather do it with.
You found a best friend. You found a brother.
Yeah.
That happens to be a co-founder.
Oh, like when you were talking about living, like we lived together for years. Like I had like living in my house. We were like, for so many of the last 5 years, we have lived together. And so it's like, like, we got to deal with this, because I need you to do the dish, bro. Or like whatever. So all that to say, those green flags are so important, and we've never had an actual argument. We've never ever had an actual legitimate argument in 5 years. Not one. We've had disagreements.
Yes.
We've had different points of view, and like we'll come to it. Like we'll sit down and I'll hear each other's points, but I love your game, bro. I'm going to genuinely try that next time.
That game is great. You could play with anybody, even in a relationship.
For sure.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nas is the most green flag, high integrity person I have met. And our relationship and trust has only gotten stronger every single day. And I feel like people, they'll see red flags sometimes in their partners and they'll kind of like put them to the side. We've just never had red flags. The biggest thing we've had was when we parted ways when he was working with Clever Programmer. and we stopped working together. And there was a period of 2 years we stopped. And that fallout was bad. It was actually so bad that we would have never spoken with each other. And I just remember I got off the call and I felt it in my blood. I felt it. I'm like, he's fucking wrong. I'm 100% right. And I don't care. Like, if he's going to have ego around this thing, like, he go fuck himself. Like, we're never going to, it's fine. I'll never see him again. And literally, like, 40 seconds later, or a minute later, I'm just like, how would I feel if he didn't show up to, if I was getting married and he was not there and that seat was empty? I'm like, I can't let that happen.
Life's too short for that bullshit.
I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, dude, I don't even care if he doesn't help me with business or we're parting ways and I feel this is fair or not fair. And I'm like, it just does not matter. Like, that seat can't be empty, bro. I'm like, he's got to be there. Like, if something big is happening in my life, I just called him. I felt I was so right. I completely felt I was right, but I called him and I apologized.
Yeah.
And I just said, let's just have one final conversation. Let's meet here. Let's just have a calm conversation. And if we still feel this way, then let's just part ways forever. But I'm like, dude, I want to have you there for if I ever get married. I want to have you there. When I see 10, 20, 30 years from now, I want to have you as a friend, even if we never touch business. Wow. And I'm like, I really fucking love you, dude. And I really value you. Like, it would hurt me too much. I would regret that 5, 10, 20 years from now so hard. And he was just like, that's fine. He's like, let's sit and have a conversation. And the next morning we met at Brizo. It's in Marina del Rey. Fucking lit ass, like overlooking the marina. It's a beautiful place. And we just talked for like 2 hours, 3 hours, resolved all our differences, parted ways, but just in the best possible way. And that apology, that humility literally is going to make me billions of fucking dollars. Like, was the greatest ROI of anything I've ever done in my life. Because then we stayed friends for years. And then later we were like, dude, why do we keep flirting with each other? Let's just fuck. Like, we shut down all the other businesses. We moved to fucking San Francisco. And we're like, let's just go all in, dude.
Dude, thank you for sharing that, man. That's beautiful. You've got me thinking of a few burnt bridges I might have to rebuild and even put my own ego aside because I know I'm fucking right.
Yeah, let's go.
You can be right or you can, have peace and you can build and grow and not have regret.
You can be right or you can be rich.
Yeah.
I'd rather be rich, bro.
That's the actual quote. I love it. Thank you. You saved my ass there. So everyone sees the wins now. They're gonna, you're only gonna have more and more interviews and people being like, yo, Qazi's a man, unicorn company, this, that, whatever, all this crazy shit. You're gonna make their billions. You're gonna do all this stuff. Yeah. Right. But share with me like some of the difficult parts of the journey. What's people don't get to see. Yeah. Behind the scenes.
Well, okay. So a couple of things. At the start was very hard because we just never got any signs. This product did not exist in the world. Nothing like this existed. So we had no validation from other people. When we tried to sell it, I would go to my audience of clever programmer with 1 million subscribers that I spent 8 years building. Dude, nobody would fucking buy it. They literally were like, go fuck yourself, Qazi. Like, we're going to do anything but buy this. So I'm like, okay, I have proof that they're not buying it. I have proof that it doesn't exist in the world. But like, me and Nas just keep using it. And so I just had this conviction. There's this, have you ever watched Fargo? Dude,
show?
The fucking greatest show of all time.
I never watched it, I know.
There's this image where there's this red fish and it's going left and there's like all this blue fish is going right. And the quote at the top says, what if you're right and they're wrong? Ooh. And like,
that's a banger.
Right? It's a banger, dude. And that's how the show starts. Bro, it's such a good show.
I'll have to add that to your list.
And I'm sitting there and I'm just like constantly thinking, I'm like, what if we're right and they're wrong? Because we keep using the product. And I just remember thinking, I'm like, people are idiots. They just don't get it. They'll eventually get it. And we just took this. But that's
Steve Jobs mentality, bro.
Yeah. I'm like, if you ask people what they want a faster horse.
Yeah.
Just, it's okay. I got you.
I'll build your Ferrari.
Yeah, I'll build your Ferrari. So I'm like, I think that we'll know what they want. And yes, it's cocky and whatnot, but like, it's world was advanced by people who took bets and huge bets. And so anyways, that part was really hard, right? We're bleeding money every month. We have no signs for months and months and months. We're barely making any, we're going negative, and we're about to run out of money and go bankrupt. So that was a really hard part. Now we have a different difficult part, which is a bunch of these recent months, we're close to breaking even. So like we're making almost 500K, and then we are spending almost 500K.
Wow.
And so that's very hard, where it's like we've been stuck at this phase for the last 3-4 months. And it's been very frustrating because it's like we were making more profit actually before, you know, and now we're like plateauing with profit. The reason why we're reinvesting is we believe that there's more, and we're believing in the equity and the valuation and stuff. But like right now, it's fucking hard. Like every day, we don't know what to do. Like Naz and I never, people think we know what to do. We have no idea. We do a bunch of random things. We help the team. We do this. We do this.
Building your parachute on the way down, man. I love that quote, because we're just figuring it out every day.
Exactly. Yeah. And we are, it's like hiring. Okay, well, what if I told you you have to, let's say, do 1,000 outreaches? That's a very clear task. You could stay busy on that each day. You know exactly what you need to do each day, and you could just do it. But if I told you hire a fucking killer salesperson, what does your daily work look like? Do you, like, let's just walk through it. Do you start hitting crazy volume? So like, let's say you start hitting thousands of people a day. Most people are absolute garbage. So maybe that's not bringing you close. Okay, then what else could you do? Well, you could make job posts. But after you make the job posts, what other work do you need to do? You just kind of have to sit there and like let the people come in. And so then you don't really have much work to do. There's referrals. Referrals can work, and that's been kind of working great. But after I'm done reaching out to all my referrals, that takes 20 minutes. Then I'm out of my contacts list. It's very unclear what I actually have to do.
Yeah.
After 1 hour of my day, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can do busy work for the rest of the day. Yeah. I feel like I'm doing something.
But what's the stuff that's actually going to move the needle?
And so I don't know what to do. Like most of this recently, like maybe you could help me. I don't know what to do on a daily basis. If I can sit there, I do 30 minutes of like, I'm working 18 hours a day. All I do is think about the business and do stuff. But I don't really, that's not moving us forward. What's going to move us forward is something to hire a great salesperson and a great sales leader right now. But I don't know what that work looks like. I do some of it, and then there's just like, you have to wait. They have to come in. You have to interview them. And so that shit is like, kills me.
I got someone to connect you with. After the show, I got someone to connect.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. All right.
So I feel like right now I'm doing random things. I ask people for help, and those are the things I can do. But then it's like, I want to be able to do something for 16 hours a day. That's when I would be happy.
You love being in and just doing the thing.
Yeah, even if it's like hiring, I would want to know, what can I do for 16 hours a day? I mean, if it's somehow doing podcasts, or like if there's something physically I could do, I'll do. I don't care what work I have to do, but I want something where I can do 16 hours of it. So instead of like making 1 hour progress each day, I'd rather make 16 hours of progress, because then I'm making 16 days worth of progress in one day. Because right now I just feel like I'm going fucking turtle pace. I feel like I'm supposed to be able to pull this person in a month, and it's taking me months.
Do you have mentors or people you like talk to and deal with who give you like?
I'm trying to get mentors, because I tried to get one mentor. I think Cody Sanchez's mentor. He was Cody Sanchez's mentor. Great guy, good energy. But I just feel like for what we need specifically, like I just think it's not a match. But if I was looking for like email marketing,
someone who's done what you want to do, like start there. Yeah, what do you want to do? Do you
right
want
now
to
building a sales team, for example?
No. So zooming out a little bit more, like, do you want to sell? Do you want to exit for $1 billion?
Yes.
Is that the goal?
Yes.
Okay. So you need to find someone who's done that.
Right.
That like
the problem,
or has helped people do that.
I can go look for those people for sure. The problem recently that I've been having with some of these people is that some of them are too high level, and And that advice is not low level and tactical enough for me personally.
Yeah, but then you have consultants and stuff for the actual tactical business stuff. But I'm talking about a mentor to help you break through because it's sounding to me like you have like a purpose. Like you're like fucking like running around like, what the fuck do I do? I need to do something. I need to, because the lack of doing something sounds to me like you're like kind of like
frustrating.
Oh fuck, like I'm not moving fast enough.
Yes.
So ironically, you might have to slow down to, and like, who am I to talk, bro? I have not built a company that's, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm trying to figure it out.
I just did a fucking Tony Robbins thing for 4 days, so I'm a little bit like.
Gateway Destiny or UPW?
I did UPW. Yeah, that was my first.
One of my mentors, one of the people that used to mentor me was just at UPW, so actually he was there while you were doing it.
So like I have a lot of thoughts. Like I thought that shit was a cult, and there's definitely a lot of.
He's the man.
Tony's a beast, bro.
Dude, he's a beast. How impressive is it to see him in real life?
16 hours a day. The 65-year-old bull has more energy than everyone in this arena. Zombing around,
bro. I was so exhausted. I don't want to do it again because how exhausted I was last time.
It was crazy, but I'm glad I came and I did that. The last 4 days, whatever. But all that to say, bro. Because we are like that shit's crazy. It's just the fucking this dude's clap fucking killed me.
But I'm like, this is the weirdest clap I've ever seen.
All that to say, bro, like I want to connect you with some people as well, and like we can't I can't solve your problem unfortunately, but I know people who can get people who
like
can.
Henry Ford, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Going into it though, is there with Poppy, with everything that you built, is there some advice that you have for, 2 years ago, Qazi, of like, what you would do different or how you would, go about this?
Yes. The biggest advice I can give to anybody that's like in their journey of doing this is fucking savagely and relentlessly pursue your curiosity. Fuck everybody else. Like, wake up at 4 a.m., put this thing up your asshole at 5:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m., make your bed. It's great. If it works for you, fantastic. But relentlessly pursue your curiosity, because we would not have found Poppy if we did not pursue our curiosity. If I just kept going, oh, well, this other thing makes money, this other thing does the XYZ, I would have not found this. The most randomest thing I did is I was going to do this video gaming challenge for 2 weeks in the middle of running a business a few years ago. And everybody was like, it's a dumb idea. My girlfriend at the time was like, just pursue your curiosity. Like, anytime you do that, something good happens. So she's like, I don't know how it's going to work out, but she's like, do it. I did that fucking 2-week challenge. I became really good at this game, Dead by Daylight. I hired one of the best players in the world to train me. Train with them every day. And what I found out from that, once I did that whole 2 weeks, it made no sense. But a couple of weeks later, I ended up building software as a result.
Okay.
Because I had hundreds of hours of footage and no editor would take it on. So I built a software that could edit and cut this hundreds of hours of footage and do stuff.
Okay.
That was the first time I actually built a software from scratch with AI, and I saw the power and how quickly you could build these things now. So what's funny is that 2-week gaming challenge actually led to me eventually building the software.
Wow.
And like Steve Jobs says, you can't connect the dots looking forwards. You can only connect them looking backwards. And so I would just say, like, if you're passionate about something or you're pursuing something, chase things that don't even necessarily make sense.
Wow. What advice from the little you know about me would you give me?
So one, I want to give advice where I feel like I have more context, but like with you, since you're building an agency, right? What's your goal? Is it to keep growing this agency?
No, it's to grow this podcast. That thing just funds my life.
Okay.
So I don't have to work a shitty 9 to 5. I come from working a 9 to 5 job. Hated that.
Yeah.
One thing led to another. I started this show that I met people like you. I started to get business. Met my business partner, and we've been doing that for 5 years.
So the purpose of the agency is for you to grow the podcast?
Just to fund the lifestyle of my dreams.
Okay. So the business is going to fund your lifestyle, and then podcasts is the thing that you're really passionate
like if
about?
I had all the money in the world, I would be doing 5-10 of these a week. I love it. It's so fun.
What's stopping you from doing 5 to 10 a week right now?
Resources. So
Really?
you talked about like the financial stuff that you dealt with. We deal with that. Like it's
Okay.
tough. Like we don't have great margin. We have a lot of issues with our business. We're like figuring it the fuck out. It's a mess.
But why do you think that resources are blocking you? Because I feel like you could be broke in doing 5 to 10 podcasts.
I want to do it a certain way. I want to have the team. I don't want to do this Zoom fucking piece of shit podcast that everyone does. I've done over 100 episodes now. That already puts me in a top 0.5% of most people.
Yes.
I think I look at a Jay
And
Shetty.
I saw even your Instagram reels starting to take off.
They are, yeah. And I'm like, I look at a Jay Shetty and I'm like, bro, I'm better than that guy.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not lying about my story.
Yeah.
And I look at, some of these people and like, yo, I love Chris Williamson.
Yes.
I love Diary. But yo, Diary, see what this guy had, like so much money.
Yeah.
I'm doing this completely self-funded,
Yeah.
completely self-made.
Yes.
And I think I'm a decent host. And I'm only going to get better. But I don't, maybe it's a limiting belief, but I'm like, I can barely get one out a week without issues.
Do you have
assembly line?
Do you have runway right now, or do you have no runway?
Like, what do you mean?
Like for example, if
3
you
months,
stopped
4 months?
everything and had $0 coming in, do you have enough money?
Probably
for
only a couple months. Yeah. If we stopped having to pay staff and stuff like that, yeah, we could probably extend that like 3-4.
My thought process is, why don't you combine both of the things? Because most of your business happens word of mouth. Most people want to always be on a podcast. It's a great experience. People love telling their story. It's a value addition. I'm sure you've noticed that.
Yeah.
Pitch people. If you just randomly pitch somebody to hang out, I don't know if they might hang out or not. But if you pitch people to do a podcast, they want to do it. I pitched Justin Kahn on a podcast, the guy who sold Twitch for $970 million. He fucking accepted my podcast. I was getting like 800 views on my podcast. But I don't think he would hang out with me like if I asked him to hang out.
Yeah.
So podcast is a value add. And
then how do I make money off the back end on that?
I feel like you just
close them as a client.
Why not? Like, I would think that it's like gym launch strategy. Their podcast was actually a fake front to close clients. Some of my best clients for my agency, like I worked with, I started growing Bedros Keuilian's channel. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's another one of those guys that's like self-improvement, fitness.
I'm like 0 for 30 on people.
That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. His net worth is like $200 million. Runs like he's like a Hormozy type of guy. High integrity, good character. How did I get in touch with him? Is I loved his content that he did, and I would literally take notes on all of his content because I would just sit there and just like learn from it. And then I ended up pitching him to work for him, and then I even made a few clips. He loved it. We posted his clips. We grew his YouTube by 300,000 subscribers in like 4 months. Wow. Exploded his YouTube. I just feel like if you have people that you really fuck with, that you
I have no problem getting guests.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the easy part for me.
Because I bet you if you just forgot about everything else, and I just feel like if we just actually started trying to do 5 to 10 of these a week, I think that there would be a bunch of people that would be like open to taking you on. You just have to make sure your fulfillment is good.
Yeah.
You can handle the fulfillment. But if you can handle the fulfillment, I feel like if you're talking to people who have money, that's a problem that they all have.
Yeah. Everyone needs content.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate that advice, bro.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to share with you to kind of cap this pod off, and bro, this is going to be the first of many. I want to like, when you continue to hit these milestones or not.
Yeah.
Regardless, I value you taking the time today and making this happen. I know your time's worth a lot, so I appreciate it.
I value you a lot, and I want to return the compliment, because what got me fired up about this podcast wasn't even like the quality of the podcast, how many podcasts you've done, like all of this stuff. When you were like, dude, something about you were going to change your flight to do this podcast, or you were going to skip out on UPW, like Tony Robbins' event. And I was like, I fucking respect the shit out of him, because everybody's just such a pussy, dude. They like won't give up like one fucking thing for something that they want to do. I don't listen to people's words anymore. Everybody's a good speaker, but it's just like somebody was like, hey, I'll give up this or I'll give up. I'm like, it just fired me up. I was like, fuck it. I'll do the dentist thing. It's a 2-hour drive, but I'm like, I don't care. Like, it was exciting. And I'm like, this guy wants to do the podcast. I'm like, fuck it. I want to do the podcast.
I appreciate that, man. It's because true. I do. Like, I got so much value just here talking to you and learning from someone somewhere I want to be at.
Yeah.
I can't put a dollar value on this. This is what it's all about. And that's why I started this show.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to continue to grow it and go pro with it.
Yes.
But to wrap this up, something I want to share is that actually I used Poppy to create the whole plan of this episode. Oh, all my notes, most of my questions actually came from Poppy.
Oh, that's sick.
So I actually got on a call with Olivia, their onboarding team, and she does a bunch of amazing work. First of all, she's amazing. Like, her energy is out of this world. My dumbass downloaded Poppy the first time or got on the app and stuff. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck is this chat? I got to link it with... And I give up too easy on tech things where I'm just like, if it's going to take me more than 30 minutes, I just don't care. Fuck it. I got to do some other shit.
Yes.
I was like, going to get my assistant to do it, man. She's busy. Everyone in the company's just fucking were on maxing out RPMs.
Yeah.
And I decided I'd get on a call with Olivia. She does the whole onboarding. She explains it so well, step by step, and builds it out. And, maybe I'll throw this up on the screen, like an actual visual of it. What I love about it for podcasters especially, so I was able to load in context about you, but I didn't want to watch 50 videos of yours. Yeah. All due respect.
Yes.
I want to do this, but I don't want to sit and watch all these videos.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't I use this fucking product? Load up a bunch of your videos that I thought, like, I watched a bit, I thought are cool. All right, cool. Then the second box, I loaded up my podcast, some of my favorite episodes I've done, some of my energy. I put some notes on them, whatever. Yeah. And by the way, she's coaching me up on all this. And I have my assistant in there, and I'm like, let's do it. And then finally, podcasts that I look up to, and like interview questions and whatever. Yeah. All links to this chat box. The first chat box is like, downloading my tone and style and cadence and my energy, you know? Go through, and I'm voice noting, which is so useful for me. I hate typing. Yes. Voice noting into the chat box. This is how I talk. I don't really give a fuck about this, but I really like this. I like how Chris Williamson does this. Yes. I hate how he does this. This is me. This is not me. This is what I want. I give it as much context as I can. Yes. And then it takes that. It understands my vibe. We edit a few things, and then we make another chat box for the actual questions on the show. Few iterations, few tweaks. I didn't like this. It took something that usually takes me and my team maybe 6-7 hours, all in of research. Yeah. Because I want to make this a good product as well. I don't want to just come in just blind, like, hey, who are you? What do you do? Yeah. It made it less than 10 minutes. And now I have a template that I've already used for multiple episodes. So Poppy's the shit, bro. You got a lifetime customer of me, bro. Hell yeah, man.
That's amazing to hear. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, just very smart. That's a really good use case. As you were saying that, I'm just literally imagining an ad that's running only to podcasters. Like, hey, are you a podcaster trying to grow? Here's a tool that you can use. As I visualize an ad running for them, and I'm like, that's sick.
Dude, put me in the ad.
Let's go.
I'll hype it up. I could give a crazy testimonial. We'll talk about this shit, but all that to say, I genuinely believe in the product. I'm not paid to say any of this, by the way. Yeah. Complete transparency. I'm not yet. But this tool is incredible. You are creating viral and incredible content easier in a world full of noise. So I appreciate what you guys are building.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And I wanted it to not be AI slop. Both me and Naz wanted it to be good, high quality content that helps you build. So I'm glad.
Yeah. Beautiful, brother. Where can people get in touch with you and learn more about AI and try it out?
Yeah, so if they want to get in touch with me or Naz, I actually don't know his Instagram, so I'm sorry, Naz. I apologize.
That's a locked in co-founder.
Yeah, locked in. Too locked in. But with me at Real Clever Programmer, and if they just want to find out about Poppy, they can just get poppy.ai. They can go to the website and look at it and see if it's something that might be helpful for them.
I appreciate your time, brother. I think this is the beginning of some cool shit.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. It's not that deep, bro.
Dude, thank you, bro. This was epic. Thanks, bro.
Let's go.